Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome to this session on average speed of answer, or ASA, a key metric in call center performance. ASA reflects how quickly customer calls are answered after entering the queue, and it directly impacts customer satisfaction, service levels, and operational efficiency. But ASA isn't influenced by just one thing. It's shaped by a combination of operational factors like call volume, staffing, and agent productivity, technical aspects such as routing systems and platform stability, and even customer behavior, including patience levels and callback preferences. In this presentation, we'll break down each factor to understand its role and explore how they work together to affect ASA outcomes. Let's begin with one of the most critical factors impacting ASA, call volume and traffic patterns. During peak hours, when incoming calls rise sharply, queue lengths inevitably grow longer. This surge in demand directly increases the average speed of answer because agents can only handle one call at a time, and each additional caller must wait their turn. But it's not just about daily peaks. Seasonal spikes, marketing campaigns, or unexpected events like system outages can suddenly flood the call center with double or even triple the normal call volume. Take the example of a telecom call center during a network outage. Call volume can instantly double as customers rush to report the problem. The result? Queue lengths skyrocket, ASA rises sharply, and customer frustration escalates. Understanding these patterns allows workforce management teams to forecast demand accurately, schedule resources effectively, and implement mitigation strategies such as callback options or self-service tools to manage spikes efficiently. Next, let's talk about staffing levels and scheduling, a factor that can make or break your call center's performance. When there are fewer agents than required, customers wait longer in the queue, and naturally, the average speed of answer climbs higher. On the other hand, overstaffing might reduce ASA, but it leads to unnecessary operational costs, making the setup financially inefficient. But there's more. Schedule adherence plays a critical role. Even if staffing forecasts are perfect, when agents log in late, take extended breaks, or miss shifts altogether, the impact on ASA can be severe. This is where workforce management, or WFM teams, step in. They rely on historical data, forecasting models, and real-time analytics to strike the right balance between staffing levels and expected demand, keeping ASA under control while managing costs effectively. Now, let's focus on agent occupancy and productivity, two closely linked factors that have a direct impact on ASA. When occupancy rates are consistently high, it means agents are busy nearly all the time. While this may seem efficient, it leaves little to no buffer for new calls, forcing customers to wait longer in the queue, naturally pushing ASA upward. Next comes training and skill levels. Well-trained, experienced agents can resolve calls quickly and accurately, reducing the time each customer spends in the system. This indirectly shortens queue lengths and keeps ASA under control. Finally, let's consider multitasking policies. In many call centers, agents handle not just calls, but also chat, email, or back-office work. During multitasking peaks, when attention is divided across multiple channels, the average speed of answer for calls can increase significantly. Balancing occupancy, training, and workload is therefore essential to maintain both service quality and operational efficiency. Let's move to another critical factor, call routing and IVR design, which plays a major role in shaping the average speed of answer. When routing logic is poor, calls often bounce between multiple queues before reaching the right agent. This not only wastes precious time but also leaves customers frustrated as they repeat their issues to multiple people. Similarly, IVR complexity can be a silent killer of efficiency. Lengthy menus and too many self-service layers can delay queue placement, keeping customers waiting before an agent even gets involved. On the positive side, skills-based routing changes the game. By automatically directing calls to the best-suited agent based on expertise, language, or priority, the system reduces transfers, shortens queue time, and lowers ASA significantly. In short, the smarter the routing and IVR design, the faster customers reach the right help, and the better the service experience. Next, let's look at technology and system issues, factors that often go unnoticed until problems arise, but can dramatically impact the average speed of answer. First, consider telephony platform delays. Even a few seconds of lag in distributing calls across agents can inflate ASA across the board, especially during high call volumes. More serious, however, are downtime or outages in the automatic call distributor, or ACD. When the ACD fails, calls can't be routed effectively, or at all, causing ASA to skyrocket until the system is restored. This is why system reliability, proactive monitoring, and fast incident response are essential. A well-maintained technology backbone ensures calls are routed efficiently, keeping ASA low and customer satisfaction high. Now, let's focus on service-level targets and priorities, where strategic decisions directly shape the average speed of answer. Not all calls are created equal. VIP customers or emergency situations often receive higher priority, ensuring they're answered faster than general inquiries. While this improves service for critical calls, it can also inflate ASA averages for the rest of the queue if not managed carefully. Then there's multi-channel handling. Many agents today split their time between voice calls, emails, and live chat. While this approach improves overall customer support coverage, it can slow down voice response times, especially during peak periods, raising ASA. Balancing service-level commitments, call priorities, and channel demands is therefore essential to keep ASA in check while meeting business and customer expectations. Finally, let's look at customer behavior, a factor that often reveals the human side of the average speed of answer metric. When customers have low patience levels and abandon calls quickly, ASA might appear artificially lower because it only measures answered calls. The reality? Many frustrated customers never even reached an agent. On the other hand, offering callback options can transform the experience. Instead of waiting on hold, customers can choose a callback, keeping ASA low while reducing frustration and abandonment rates. In essence, understanding and adapting to customer behavior helps call centers deliver faster service, improve satisfaction, and manage ASA effectively. To summarize, the average speed of answer in a call center is shaped by multiple interdependent factors. Call volume drives queue lengths, more calls mean longer waits. Staffing levels need the right balance, too few agents raise ASA, while too many inflate costs. Agent productivity matters, busy agents or multitasking push ASA higher. Routing and IVR design play a role, poor logic and complex menus delay answers. Technology issues like lags or outages can send ASA soaring. Service priorities shift focus, VIP calls or multi-channel demands impact averages. And finally, customer behavior, low patience or callback options shape the overall waiting experience. Together, these factors determine how quickly customers get connected and how effectively service levels are met. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.